hello, my beautiful Sagittarians of the galaxy. It's your girl, Ascension 225, a tarot and oracle. I'm here to do a short love reading for you, to touch bases, to see what's happening in that heart chakra of yours, my beautiful evil twin. No, you're not the evil twin. Maybe I'm the evil twin. No, I'm a Gemini. The opposite of a Gemini is a Sagittarius. I guess we're like kissing cousins or something like that. But anyway, Sagittarius, we're here to find out over the next few weeks what Spirit has in store for you in the matters of amore. Yes, je t'aime and amore and aishiteru, and that's I love you in Japanese. So let's find out what is going on with our Saggy Sag. This is a general reading, okay? It's not a personal reading unless you want one. If you want a personal reading, me and you and your energy, look in the description box below so you can see how you can book a reading with me, mano y mano. You can also hit me up directly at ascension225tarot@gmail.com, and I'll be sure to hit you back so we can get you started. But this is a general reading, so if the messages really resonate with you, then that's fantastical. If not, leave it on the table for someone else to pick up. Okay? It's going to be short and sweet, you guys. We're just going to take a quick look-see. Alright, so do your girl a solid, my beautiful Sagittarians. What are you waiting for? Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. If you watch the channel more than once, then just subscribe to the family. Alright, just subscribe, okay, you guys? But if you don't, at least show that you were here, you rang my doorbell, you give me that residual energy by hitting at least the like and maybe the share, okay? Alright, you guys, so let's get into it. I'm enjoying the last of what's left of my beer. This is a local beer in Atlanta. It's called 420. And so I found one in my fridge. I don't really drink beer or drink that often, but I found a beer in there, and it's a relaxing Sunday, so I said, what the hell? So I'm going to enjoy it, even though it's a little warm. All right, Sag, you ready? Buckle up, Buttercup. Let's get it. All right, you guys. So what are the true love messages that Spirit wants and needs our Sagittarians born November 23rd through December 22nd? What does Spirit want you to see, hear, know, feel, all that good stuff? All right, well, here we go. I've got, these are all in the reverse. I remember that these are all in the reverse for you, Sagittarius. It says, can't let go. Can't let go. Now, this is either somebody is like underwater emotionally because they just cannot cope with the fact of letting you go, or this is you, Sagittarius. You're like, there used to be a time when I could not let go, but guess what, whoever, I have finally let go. The cord has been cut. We done. All right. And what else we got? Oh, here we go. Leaving. Now, either somebody doesn't want you. This could be you. You can flip the script whenever you need to, okay? This is either you or the person not wanting you to leave or them to leave, all right? Or this is a situation where there is separation and you are not looking back at this situation. You have already left the building. And lastly, I've got meant to be. Maybe in your heart of hearts, you thought that this was the love of a lifetime. This was your husband, your wife, your go-to person, 10 toes down, right? But this is in reverse, so I feel like either you feel that you don't see this the same way, that you no longer feel like this is kismet. You no longer feel like this is a situation that was meant to last a lifetime. Okay? Alright, what's going on? And I'm going to tell you, one of these cards does not even belong in this deck, but it ended up in this deck. This card right here. And I don't believe in any mistakes. So when this card fell out, the leaving card fell out, I left it there because it means something, even though it's not from the right deck, okay? Alright. So, what's the tea? What is the tea, Spirit, with our Sag? Give it to us, give it to us. Alright. Spirit said, no problem, I can do that. Who's wearing this mask? Who's wearing this mask? Who's not being authentic? Who's pretending? Hiding their true feelings, pretending and diluting, gaslighting, all that good stuff that inauthentic people do, or narcissists. Okay. Coughing, something's dead. Like I said, something's dead. All you gotta do is have a memorial service and throw some dirt on the coffin as it's being lowered down, and maybe a few drops of Hennessy, honey. It's done. Oop, damn, somebody didn't want me to say that. They just like slapped the damn card right out of my hand, child. This is new beginnings, though, for you, Sagittarius. Whatever you're burying, whatever you have said goodbye to, this is a new beginning. This is like liberation for you. This is a new start. This feels like death and rebirth. Okay? Compromise, making changes. Is that you compromising and making changes in your life? Much needed changes? Or is this somebody that wish that you would compromise so you can continue whatever this is? Party. She likes to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. Somebody, maybe you're just partying, you're having fun, you're just kicking it, nothing serious. You know what I mean? Hopefully you haven't fallen out on the floor, fucked up, drunk, inebriated, whatever you want to call it. This person is laid out on the floor from too much partying, maybe too much fun. Grounded. Somebody needs some stability and security. I feel like you're grounding yourself. I feel like you're really grounding yourself. I don't feel like that party energy is yours. I don't know. It could be. Maybe if you're solo dolo now, maybe you've come out of a long-term relationship. Maybe you're partying it up. Maybe you're having fun. Maybe you're getting out there and being social and sexy. All right, and flirty and all that good stuff. Just don't pass out on the ground from being inebriated, okay? That's all we're saying. Ground yourself, child. Ground yourself. Yeah, I think you're looking for, stability, security in your life, that grounding type of energy, and maybe it's been a while since you've had that. And then we've got, oh yeah, baby, you're solo dolo, single as a jaybird, or is that naked as a jaybird? I don't. Anyway, you know what I mean. You're single as a jaybird. This is you with your guitar and your hat, and you just doing your own thing. You just going by the rhythm of your own heartbeat. I love it. And lastly, we've got, there could be some unfinished business here. Unfinished business, Sagittarius. All right. Maybe involving passion, sex, chemistry. Somebody you have chemistry with. Somebody feels that this is an unresolved situation here. What do you think, Sag? All right, what else we got? What are some of the clarifying love situations for our Saggies, Spirit? Well, I've got eternal renewal. Eternal renewal. In the cycle of life, understanding breeds hope for what comes next. All right. We talked about Sagittarians going through a death and a rebirth, renewal, new beginnings, right? You're writing a new chapter. 2026 begins a 1 year, which means the next 10-year cycle. What will you write in your book? What will the first chapter look like? For you, it's going to look like renewal. All right, renewal and new beginnings. In the cycle of life, understanding breeds hope for what comes next. I love that. And then we've got controlling. Power struggles lead to being manipulative. I don't know if you're dealing with excuse me, I don't know if you're dealing with any sort of power struggles in your life, in your family, at work, in your, in your love relationship or friendships, but there could be some sort of power struggles there, and you are a fire sign, and fire signs, they're the I ams of the zodiac. I am. I need to be seen. I need to be heard. I am more important. I am the most important. Okay, so hey man, that's just the way it is. Fire signs, they demand to be heard and seen and all that other good stuff. Okay, all right, so, and what was in the crossing is very strong energy in my readings. I've got legacies, rebirth. So not only are you going through a death and rebirth, but you are rewriting what your legacy is going to be all about. Okay, and on the other side, it says silent remnants. Amid the uncertainty, love has the power to rebuild trust. I love that. I love that. Amid the uncertainty, love has the power to rebuild trust. Trust in your family, trust in your love connection. When you feel loved and treasured and heard and supported and all that, that is what rebuilds trust. Okay, and legacies, rebirth. It says honor histories. Honor history remains to restore and breathe life into forgotten tales. I don't know who wrote this card, but it don't make sense. Okay, you are going through a renewal and a rebirth. You're rebuilding or rewriting whatever your legacy is going to look like for you, Sag. Okay, plain blank and period. All right. So what is some of the shadow areas of this love situation, past, present, or future? Okay, we're talking over the next few weeks, okay? But I'm not in control of the energy. Spirit's in control of the energy. I could say next few weeks, but it could happen 2 months from now, a year from now, but I'm just reading the energy in its current form at this time, okay? All right. The shadow areas of this relationship, somebody felt like maybe there was no escape, but either somebody really feels like there is no escaping whatever this is, or that somebody has finally escaped and they are out of there. And we've already seen other cards that point to that. Somebody has escaped from this situation, broken free, and that's pretty hard to say that somebody actually escaped a situation. It sounds like they were imprisoned. And maybe some relationships do feel like you are imprisoned. I mean, I've been married twice, and at times it does feel like you have a ball and chain around your ankle. You know what I mean? But I feel like somebody has escaped that, because remember we saw the leaving card earlier. Okay. And then we've got adrift. Not willing to settle down or be responsible. It's time to commit and put down roots. All right. So maybe somebody is adrift here, just wandering around, just having fun, not, no responsibilities at all. Okay. And then I've got, and of course this card fell out of this deck, and this card does not belong here. Sometimes I have all my cards on my table, and sometimes when you move cards around, there might be a card that slips into the other deck or something like that, but this doesn't even belong to this deck, okay? But it came out, so I'm going to read it. It says, promise. I wish you knew just how special you are to me. It kills me not to be able to tell you. You're you amaze me with your compassion and kindness through this time apart. I promise I will make things right between us. So that could be somebody wanting to promise this to you, that they want to make it right. This could be about reconciliation, circling the block, but somebody feels as if maybe they didn't do things right, maybe they didn't do you right, and they want to make this promise to you that if you give them a chance, that they will. So this is definitely about separation for sure. And what was in the crossing here? Struggle. I feel like whatever this was, it was so much of a struggle that somebody literally felt like they had to escape out of whatever the situation was. It was too hard to maneuver in whatever this situation was. Okay? Yeah. It says you feel like you aren't being supported. If it's not a team effort, it's best to stand alone. And I really feel like you feel like that now. If you were able to escape and leave whatever the situation was that made you feel kind of as if you were imprisoned in this whole, whatever this was, maybe toxic thing, behavior, that now you feel that it's so important that after all the struggle, it's so important to stand on your own. I love it. I love that, Sag. Stand tall, chap. Okay, let me see. Let me put these cards back where I had them, because they're, they get all kinds of way. Alright. Alright, so what are we doing? Okay. We're about to read some of the tarot. Get a few cards from tarot before we close out your reading to see what the tarot deck wants and needs you to know, Holy Spirit. This is for Sagittarius, November 23rd through December 22nd. In the matters of love, amore, ishteru, je t'aime, and all those other ways to say I love you. What's happening in the heart space of our Saggies? Alright. Alright. What is in the energy that you do not see, Sag, in love? That you're going to get truth and clarity. You're going to get truth and clarity. If things were a little hazy and you weren't sure about things, or if somebody was actually wearing a mask, and you're actually going to be able to see beyond that. Remember, we saw the card that says that somebody is wearing a mask here. Maybe being inauthentic, maybe gaslighting you, alright? Not showing their true colors, their true self, okay? So, but the truth will be revealed, my lovely, beautiful Sagittarians, okay? That air energy is all about communication as well as intelligent thought process. Alright, what's in the middle? What's in the middle? Six of Pentacles. Yeah. Giving from the heart. No matter what you've been through, giving from the heart, and giving even when you don't have it yourself. But this is about equal give and take, and I believe that that's what you're standing on. You're standing on, hey, if we can't work as a team, we can't work at all, okay? Because listen, where's that card at? Hold on. Yes, just like the struggle bus card, right? That was in the crossing, very strong energy. It says you feel like you aren't being supported. If it's not a team effort, it's best to stand alone. I really feel that you are standing on that for real. And but you know what? You will receive equal give and take. Or you're going to stand alone until you receive equal give and take. Alright, Holy Spirit. Current energy for Sagittarians, love life. We got the Empress. Ooh, nice. 5 of Wands. Justice. And the 6 of Swords. Current energy for your relationship. I feel like, you're coming across as this beautiful Empress. I mean, When don't you come across as this beautiful Empress, Sagittarius? I mean, Gemini does the same thing. They come across as this beautiful divine feminine energy, okay, that can give birth to any and all things. Okay, so some of you may actually, be giving birth or find out that you're pregnant. And some of you may just be manifesting or fertilizing an idea, a dream, a wish, something that you want to bring to fruition, right? Something that you want to fertilize and bring to life. Okay, I love that. Five of Wands. The fives are all about change, and change is never easy for anybody, okay? It can be like a roller coaster ride for sure. The Five of Wands, it's about conflict, it's about chaos, and it's also about being put in sort of a competitive type of situation. I don't know, did you have to compete for somebody's attention, or you want to be with this person, but maybe somebody else wants to be with them and you have to fight for their affections? Something like that is what I guess I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Honestly, I am not going to fight or compete for somebody else's affections at all. You know what I mean? This could also be people competing for your attention, for your energy, okay? Because you're a fire sign. Fire signs are energetic, they're go-getters, they're normally attractive and intriguing and all that other stuff. Okay, so this could be someone competing for your attention as well, more than one. Justice, Libra energy, fairness, justice. Sorry about that. That's my stuff is in the oven. This is about you getting fairness and justice, maybe after a difficult time where you felt like things were unfair. Maybe you felt like you weren't being treated fairly. Maybe you felt like you weren't being understood. Maybe things weren't balanced. But there is going to be fairness and there's going to be balance here. You see the two cups are even and balanced. I love that. Okay. And then we've got the Six of Swords. Moving away from that five energy of challenges and conflict and not seeing eye to eye and possibly some competition thrown in the mix, okay? This is the Six of Swords, moving towards peace and tranquility. Moving towards, just smoother seas, smoother sailing seas, okay? Alright, Spirit. So, what about the second row for Sagittarius? What are some of the challenges over the next few weeks for Sag? Let's get the bottom row. I've got the Lovers. I've got the Knight of Wands. I've got the Nine of Pentacles, and I've got the High Priestess. Okay. The Lovers, Gemini energy, the other part of you, right, is a Gemini. This is about a Lovers. I'm asking what the challenges may be, and one of the challenges could be this energy, the Lovers, relationships, harmony in those relationships, communication, compromise. Another challenge may be the Knight of Wands. This to me is somebody who does not necessarily want to be tied down. Somebody who wants the freedom to be able to go and do whatever they want without the heavy title of I'm in a relationship, that's my husband, wife, blah, blah, blah. This is somebody who just wants the ability to have some freedom in whatever it is that they're doing, okay? Sometimes, and I hate to say this, but sometimes this card has been known to be called the fuck boy or the fuck girl card. All right, somebody who doesn't just stick to one person. They like the ability to be with more than one person. Okay. Another challenge is this Nine of Pentacles. Finding somebody who's independent, all on their own. Independent, takes care of whatever they need to take care of, all on their own. Alright, but the Nine of Pentacles could also be somebody who maybe is a workaholic. Okay, a workaholic, somebody who works too much, somebody who never knows how to take a break, somebody who doesn't know how to find balance. This might also be somebody who could provide like false security, especially if they're not willing to make a full commitment to whatever the situation is, okay? And they still kind of like want to be in a relationship but be free at the same time, if that makes any sense at all. And then I've got the High Priestess for you to be tapped in and tuned in to whatever your spidey senses are telling you, whatever your intuition is telling you. That is the main way for spirit and your spirit team to whisper to you, to talk to you, to communicate with you. All right, a few more cards. Judgment, the Fool. All right, so yeah, you're going to be making some judgment calls, or maybe you need to make some judgment calls. All right, as far as whatever the situation is, maybe you're still deciding whatever this is, but new beginnings are upon you, Sagittarius. Whatever you decide, whether you want to stand alone or you want to get into some sort of situation, entanglement, relationship, whatever, you've seen the energy, but a new beginning is what you're doing, is what you're starting. You heard that ding, right? This is what you're starting right here. The Fool. One more, Spirit. Yeah. Have unwavering faith in Spirit that whatever you are trying to manifest as this Empress energy, whatever you're trying to birth into existence, the love that fits exactly just what you're looking for, that love, right, that gives equal, that's what this is. Having unwavering faith that Spirit is going to gift you with that. And this is also the energy of you healing. If there's somebody from the past, this is you healing from whatever that was. Okay, so that you don't drag any of that old shit into any new shit. Okay? Alright. Yeah, Five of Cups. Somebody feels like this, Sagittarius. Somebody feels Five of Cups right now, lost, crying. They know that they lost something. Somebody feels like they lost something. I have a heavy feeling in my gut. Somebody feels like they lost something. They missed an opportunity here. Because they know that you're this Queen of Pentacles. Now, either this is them showing up as this Queen of Pentacles, somebody who's feeling this Five of Cups, this sense of real significant loss, or this is them feeling this loss because they know that you're the Queen of Pentacles. All right, do we have any final messages, Spirit, for Sag? For love. Final love message for Sag. Final love message for Sag. Please and thank you. What does the universe want Sag to know? Okay. Whoa. All right, hold on. Holy Spirit, just spit out one for me, please. I don't know what happened there, but all right, here we go. Okay. In relationships, the biggest thing you must look for is consistency. Every time you forgive someone who is not being consistent with you, you are giving them permission to hurt you again. And you deserve better. You deserve better. You're writing a brand new chapter starting this year, Sagittarius. What will that chapter look like for you in the matters of love? All right? All right. So that's it, you guys. All the way from the ATL. I love you. Love you. And like, share, and subscribe. Okay? Bye, Sag.